Hi, I'm Madeline from Cricut, and today we are going to be making some rolled paper flowers. So let's go ahead and get making. And for this project, you are going to need a Cricut machine. Today we are using the Cricut Explore 3. If you're using cardstock, you're going to want to use a light grit mat. A piece of cardstock. I was able to trim a piece of bigger cardstock I had down, so it fits perfectly for my project. A connected device with Cricut Design Space, and a glue gun. So once you're on your blank canvas, you can head over to the Images tab. And if you search 3D flower, lots of options will come up. And I already know which one I'm going to use, so let's see, there they all are. I'm going to use this image. And then you just add it to your canvas. And I want mine to be a little bigger, so I'm going to just grab the corner and drag it out a bit. And I have the right machine selected, so now we can go to make it. So when I'm ready to start my project, I will just click continue, and it will bring up my machine that's already connected. And I'm going to select medium cardstock for this project. Now I'm just going to load my mat into my machine. Make sure they get under those bumpers right there, and press the load button. And once your go button starts flashing, you can go ahead and press it and let your Cricut do its thing. And then you can go ahead and press the unload button, and we are good to go. All right, and when it comes to taking your cardstock off of your mat, I think it's easiest to flip it over and bend it. This will keep your paper from bending, and it just pops off super easily. And if anything gets left behind, you can pick it up later. So I just carefully peel it off. And since this is going to be rolled, it's actually okay if it rolls a little bit. All right, set that to the side. And now that we have our rolled flower, basically what we're going to do is just roll it into a circle. I usually use my thumb to kind of bend the first part. If you have a bobby pin or a quilling tool, this is a great time to use it, but I usually just use my fingers. And you just keep rolling it along the seam. And I like to do it pretty tight initially, and then once it's done, I'll let it loose a little bit. So now you can see our flower's pretty tight, so if you just let it go, it'll loosen up. And I just kind of hit it a few times, honestly. And then at the bottom of this, there's a perfect little circle that you just add some hot glue to, just a little bit. And fold it over. And when you turn it over, I usually pull out the petals a little bit to make it a little more realistic looking. And we have a perfect little flower. And the cool thing with paper flowers is they come in so many different shapes, and you can do whatever size you want. So what I like to do is make a bunch of different ones, and then they add that contrast when you have your bouquet. So here you can see we have a bunch of different shapes, and they do not look like they're going to be flowers in the beginning, but they come together and it's honestly magical. So if you look at all of these, you can see that they are totally different shapes. This is the one we just made, this kind of pokey one. But if you see the comparison between these two, they're totally different, even though they look like they're going to start the same way. This one almost looks like a heart. Thanks so much for following along today as we made these paper flowers. I think they turned out so cute, and it was such a fun project to make. See you later, and happy making!